Hi friends, welcome to my Facebook Live. How y'all doing? I bet you're all really busy this time of year and so close to Christmas. Well, I was doing a little bit of last minute wrapping. In fact, this is the last gift I had to wrap, and I thought I'd pop on and show you in case you want to do this yourself. I have some hand lotion that I'm going to wrap up, and it comes in this little tube like this. And I hate wrapping gifts like this just in wrapping paper because it always turns out kind of funky and uneven, at least for me. So I checked it out on Pinterest and I found this great little bag and I thought I'd share it with you. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll get started. So what I like about it is it doesn't take a lot of supplies. It takes a little piece of designer series paper, and this is 6.5 by 8.5. So I said this is the tube that I'm wrapping. It's the Ever Lavish hand lotion, which I absolutely love. It's really great, you guys. So like I said, it's kind of funny to wrap, so I'm going to show you a really easy way to do it. So again, 6.5 by 8.5. I've got some ribbon. I got a scrap for the tag. I'm using Real Red and a little piece of Very Vanilla, and I got a little bit of twine. And this is a piece from the Poinsettia Place Designer Series paper. So that's the paper that I'm using right now, and I want to tell you that it's on sale for $8.05 in the big closeout sale that Stampin' Up! Is having. So if you like poinsettias, and it's really got some, really nice patterns. Like I like this pine cone pattern too. It's really pretty. I was going to get all mine out and show it to you, but it's pretty much all chopped up in little pieces because I've been using it like crazy. But I will put a link on my website later in case you're interested. If you do shop with me, use my host code. I'm using the poinsettia petals. I'm just using the Happy Holidays for my tag right here. So again, this is quick and easy. You just need that little piece of paper, some ribbon, some twine, and whatever sentiment you want to put on there. And let me show you. So I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. Whoop. And I'm going to put the 8.5-inch side up at the top. Now if you're using a pattern paper, you want to have the way that it's going up at the top. So that would be this is going to be the top of your bag. So when you start off, we're going to put the 8.5-inch side up at the top, and we're going to score at 1.5. So that's going to be the bottom, and I'm going to turn it. Well, for scoring purposes, I'm going to turn it so that score line is up at the top. So that's my 1.5-inch score line. So now I've got the 6.5 up here at the top. I'm going to score at 1.5, but I'm only going to go down to the score line. So that's 1.5, down to the 1.5. And then I'm going to score at 3. I'm going to score the whole thing. Then I'm going to score at 4.5, and I'm just going down to the 1.5-inch score line. And then I'm going to score at 6, and it's going to go the whole way. So let me tell you that one more time in case I confused you. Okay? Hang on, let me put this away. So you've got your 8.5-inch side up at the top. If you have a pattern, you want the top this way. So if you had trees going up or whatever, you would have the top of the paper up here, and you score it at 1.5. Then you're going to turn it, and I've got this score line up here, and you're going to score it at 1.5. just to the score line. Then you're going to score it at 3 the whole way down. You're going to score it at 4.5 just to the score line, and then you're going to score it at 6. Okay, so that's all the scoring. Then I'm just looking for my bone folder here. Just want to burnish all these score lines. Except for those little short ones, okay? So now, I know I'm twisting this all the way around for you guys. So this side right here, let me see if I can flip it over. This is probably better to see the score lines. So here's this little 1/2-inch side that we scored, and right down here is a tiny rectangle. Well, we're going to cut that out. Pretty much anytime you make a box or a bag, these little rectangles get cut away. Okay, so now this is the bottom of my bag, so this is at 1 inch. And there's score lines here, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut up on those score lines. So I'm cutting right up to the very first score line. Those score lines are kind of hard to see. Okay, so that's going to be the bottom of our box, or bag, whichever you prefer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this half side in, and I'm going to put some tear and tape on here. You can do the whole thing if you want. I'm going to do it in a couple of pieces here. Sticky. So that's just going to fold like that. Take this tear and tape off. And we're just going to fold it just like that. Okay, now we're just going to make the bottom of the bag, and I think I am going to, I'm going to use a little bit, I'm just going to use glue, or you can use tear and tape, whatever you want, but we're going to make that into a square. So I'm going to put a little bit of tear and tape right there. And I'm just going to take this piece off. I'll get my fingers out of the way in a second. It's kind of funny to do this bottom because the top is not square and the bottom is square, but it's not that hard. So I'm folding this piece in. Here's my tear and tape. I just took off the tape part, and I'm going to go like that and touch those two. Then I think I'm going to actually, where's my ruler? I was going to take my ruler and close it up, but let me do that again. I'm making this harder than it is. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my tube here. I want to put some weight in there so that sticky gets stuck. Okay, that worked. So now we just have to do the top two flaps, and you can, like I said, you can glue it or you can use tear and tape. So let me show you. I'll do glue on this one. Put a little bit of glue here. Put that one down. Put a little bit of glue here. Put that one down. So that made the bottom of our bag. I'm still looking for my ruler. I would push it down there. So let me put this down here again. Put some weight down on there, just so that glue gets all stuck. So that's the bottom of our bag. Okay? So the top, you just squish it together like that, and it's like a self-closing bag. Another thing is, if you wanted to make this a little bit shorter, instead of going 8.5 inches, you could go 8, you know, if your tube wasn't that long. But I like it this length. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a quick little tag here. Like I said, I'm trying to keep things simple because we're all rushing right now. So this is just whatever scrap I had. It's a real red, and it is, this one's about 3 3/4, and it's by 2 inches. Then I've got a little square of Very Vanilla that is 1 3/4 by 1 1/2. I'm going to stamp my sentiment on there, and I'm going to use Garden Green. Oh, maybe I'll use Real Red. Hang on, I'm switching this one up. I'm going to use Real Red on this one, just because it's got the red berries in there. I'm making the tag. This one I used the Garden Green. Let me stamp this, make sure there's nothing. Okay, and make sure the green wasn't still on there. So I'm just going to stamp Happy Holidays right there. And then I'm going to glue this to the bottom. I've been making tags like crazy, and I've been using them in place of big bows. I think they look so pretty if you make a great big tag and you put it on your package. I did wrap like just a ribbon around my package, and then I just added my big old tags, and it was really pretty. I loved it. So then what I did was I took one of these poinsettias from the paper and I just fussy cut it. Some of these poinsettias have the dies that you can cut the poinsettias out, but this is a different shaped one, so I fussy cut it. I started to fussy cut it before I went on camera, and then I thought, well, I'll just finish it on camera. And then for the little bit of sprigs, I kind of just left them on there and jig-jagged it a little bit. And that's about it. Okay. And then for the top of this, I brought in my Trio punch. And the Trio punch has 3 different punches, one punch in each corner that you can use, and it punches this little hole, which is perfect for ribbon. And it's got a little line here, and that's your center mark. So I'm just going to take this tag, and I'm looking at that center line and making sure it's in the center of this, or as close as possible, in the center of this tag, and then I'm going to push right down on the whole thing. You think you want to push on the corners when you're doing this, but you don't. You push right in the center like that, and it gives you a nice little hole for your ribbon. So this I am going to pop it up on dimensionals. I was doing a video one time and I got done and somebody said, I guess I kept saying pop it up on dimensions, and they wrote and they said it's not dimensions, it's dimensionals. So I always say pop it up on a dimension, but it's a dimensional. So I'm just going to put a few of these on the back of that pretty poinsettia, or poinsettia, however you say it. And then I'm just going to look at this. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. Then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own little tag topper here. And I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to take the piece that I just cut, which is right there, and I'm just going to flip it over just to make sure I cut it the same. And I'm going to cut it like that. I got my own little tag there. Then, I have to punch a hole in this one too. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my little Trio punch here, center it with that line, and punch a hole. And then I'm just going to add this. Let's see. Make sure I put my hand lotion in here. And that goes in like that. Perfect. Then I'm going to bring in some ribbon. So let's see, about, 6 inches of ribbon. And I feed that through there. You can do this however you like to do it. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to bring in this gold twine. And I think I'm going to tie this in a knot. Let me cut this off because it's way too long. Probably about 12 inches of that. Let me tie it once in a knot. Then I'm going to take my tag and thread it through here. I'm doing all these differently, I guess. There we go. And then I'm just going to tie that in a bow. Yeah, this Trio punch is Stampin' Up's, and I love it. I love it for, let me show you in a second. Let me finish this. Getting sidetracked. Okay. Oh, I love this. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Oh, let me trim these babies down here though. And these are not my ribbon scissors, but they did okay. So there you go. Isn't that pretty? The tags are just, I'm going tag crazy, you guys. I love them. So I got two things I want to talk to you about: the Trio Punch, and then I want to show you a couple of other little quick gift holders that I made. I'm not going to make them with you, but I'm going to tell you where my video is where you can see where I made them. So there you go. Nice little, isn't that simple? Do you think it was simple? I thought it was very simple. So the Trio Punch is very, very cool. Let me get a scrap here and show you something. I don't know if the scrap is big enough, but what I like about this Trio Punch, I don't think that scrap's big enough here. So like say on the inside of your card, let's go like this. So that would be the inside of your card where you're going to put your sentiment, and if you have a matte piece behind it, it just adds. So like, you know, you could put, obviously I don't have a big old card here in front of me, but it adds that little, you can see the color through it, so it's really cool. It's got a little leaf design. Or let's say you want to curve the edges. Let me trim this. Curves your edges like that. And again, if you want to put a hole for a ribbon, there you go. Yeah, cool. So yeah, that is in this. I'll put the link to that in my Facebook post. So I have a post coming on the poinsettia paper, and I'll put that Trio Punch in there just so it's easy for you to find. Oh, I want to show you. Okay, so I've been doing a few live videos on YouTube. So if you don't see me here, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll put that link in here too, so you know where to find me. But if you go to YouTube, you just Google Nancy Novak, and you should see my little picture pop up, and you'll see a bunch of videos. I've been doing a lot of live videos there, and so subscribe. And if you do subscribe, hit the little bell, and it tells you, that way if you hit the bell, it's a notification bell, and whenever I do a live video on YouTube, you'll get notified. But let me flip the camera around one more time, because I'm going to show you a couple of the card gift holders that I made. Okay, so this was very, very simple. This is a Stampin' Up! Note card, and or you could take a, well, you have to go to my video to see, because I can't remember all the details, but I think this is 7.5 by 3.5 or something like that, piece of cardstock, or else the note card. So the note card is scored right in half like that, and I just added the Designer Series paper on there, and I trimmed it part way, and it's perfect for a gift card. And then you just reseal it back up with a piece of ribbon and tie a bow there. So that video's on YouTube. This one's on YouTube. This is my little gift card ornament, money holder, and you just fold up money really tiny and slide it in there like that. Now this is too little for a gift card, but it works perfectly for money, and you're probably going to put more than $5 in there, but I just wanted to show you how it works. And then you just slide it back in that little gift box. So there you go. So that video is on YouTube. And then this one's so much fun, you guys. And this is so easy to make. You definitely got to check it out, because you'll just be surprised at how easy it is. And it's 8 folders, 8 little pockets in here. So you can put money in here. You could put gift cards in there. You can put little notes. You could put pictures in here. Lots of different ideas. So I thought it was really cute. And obviously, if you don't want it to be for the holidays, you just change up the paper and the sentiment. But it's so easy. So that's on YouTube too. So hopefully you check those out. I'll put the link. I think I might have already done the link, but I'll post it one more time so you know where it's at now that we've talked about it. And I think that's it. I wish you guys a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, goodbye 2020. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. And don't be shy. Stamp and shout. Take care.